Breaking news right now. 2 people are shot in Boynton Beach. Both were taken to the hospital. News Channel 5's Elizabeth Harrington is live with details. Elizabeth.
Police have this area blocked off. We are in the 100 block of Northeast 27th Avenue here in Boynton Beach, and you can see several police cars behind me. They've been here for a couple of hours. According to a police spokesperson, 2 men were shot. Authorities say they were actually shooting at each other. That's how this happened. One person was taken to Delray Medical Center with serious injuries. The other man's injuries were considered not life-threatening. That is according to police. Now, Boynton Beach police are asking that any witnesses to please give them a call so they can piece together what happened here earlier tonight around 9 o'clock. We're live here in Boynton Beach. Elizabeth Harrington, WPTV News Channel 5.
Right now, a warning for U.S. military members here at home. The federal government says ISIS terrorists could be targeting U.S. military members through social media.
Now, leaders and advisors are advising these military men to keep a close eye on what they post online. News Channel 5's Charlie Keegan joining me here live in the feed room with more on the story. Charlie.
Ashley, of course, the feed room here is where we get videos in from all across the world here in the country. We've seen ISIS terrorist videos come up on our feeds. We've seen attacks in Canada committed by people who claim to be ISIS followers. And now military leaders are asking former and current military members here in the United States to fly under the radar so we don't see any videos of attacks on U.S. soil here on our feeds.
Twitter and Instagram.
Andres Bustamante checks his social media feeds on his phone several times a day.
It's a way to keep in touch with people, especially being in the military. You have friends all over the place.
The former Marine made it back from deployments across Asia. Now U.S. leaders are warning him and other current and former military members they could be targeted here at home based on what they post on social media.
It doesn't give you a scare, but it kind of wakens you a little bit like, oh, I have to continue to be careful what I'm saying.
Government leaders fear ISIS terrorists will ask sympathizers in the U.S. to attack military members who make themselves obvious by posting on Facebook or Twitter.
It really should be used for everybody. Everyone needs to be more aware on what their message they're giving out on social media.
Rob Fellman with PC Professor says it's easy for people across the world to find out where you work, live, and what you're interested in based on what you post online.
You're giving that person enough ammunition to go out there and cause some harm to you, and it's just not necessary. You're shooting yourself in the foot.
Bustamante says he's always careful about what he posts, but he won't live in fear in the country he fought to keep free.
It's a little unfair that veterans can't come home and wear the shirts they want and be proud of having served our country, and it's a little sad that this is the world has come to.
All right, we do have some tips to help protect yourself online, whether you're a military member or not. First of all, only become friends with people online who you know in real life. Also, don't post anything online that you don't want to be up there forever. And lastly, be sure to update your privacy settings. That's what we have here from the feed room. Charlie Keegan, WPTV News Channel 5.
New at 11, texting and driving is dangerous and can even be deadly, but police don't have a lot of power to stop it.
News Channel 5's Elizabeth Harrington has more on how that could be changing.
Sergeant Bruce Pinkman is a 26-year veteran at the Martin County Sheriff's Office. He's on the road every day, and he sees a lot of people texting while driving.
They're sitting there doing this as they go. They're sitting there, and and unfortunately right now the law is not a primary stop.
Right now, texting while driving is a secondary offense in Florida. That means police can only cite you if you're pulled over for another reason.
Very frustrating.
But a new bill filed in the Florida legislature would make it a primary offense. So police could stop someone they see texting.
It will help enforcement abilities just a little bit. I don't think it will change the dynamic all that much.
That's because the bill targets texting and emails, but phones have a lot of uses. You can look at maps, play games, post to social media. It can be distracting, and people see it.
They're looking down or they're looking over, and then their traffic stops and they're,
Others worry if this bill passes, they could be cited for texting when they're not.
There's no proof. A phone is something small, and a cop is in the car, as you're going 70 miles an hour down the road. So
Elizabeth Harrington, WPTV News Channel 5.
This proposal will be looked at during the next legislative session that begins in March.
Now, Storm Team 5 with South Florida's most accurate weather forecast.
New weather information is coming in tonight and suggesting that the next couple of days, more showers on the way, even that rainfall popping up in the Gulf of Mexico. There's a disturbance here that works across Florida the next 48 hours, so rain chances get a little bit higher heading into Tuesday and Wednesday. Already some showers on the radar tonight. Wow, it is warm and humid, though, with mid and low 70s across most of the area. It drops off quite a bit as you get back around the lake. We're in the low 60s now, but there are more showers across all of South Florida into the evening. Your hour-by-hour forecast tomorrow morning. Grab the umbrella as you head out the door and hold on to it. Gusty winds, 20 to 30 miles an hour are possible right through the noon hour and probably into the late afternoon. I'll let you know if there are any more cool fronts on the way coming up.
An appeal by John Goodman for a new trial is denied. The 15th Judicial Court ruling today there was enough evidence to make Goodman's second DUI manslaughter conviction stand. Last month, Goodman was sentenced to 16 years in prison for killing Scott Wilson in a 2010 crash. We are expected to learn more details tomorrow about a big new addition to Florida Atlantic University. FAU will announce the largest single donation in school history tomorrow afternoon, and the school's athletic department will get to cash in on it. How much that gift is, who's it from, and what exactly it's for remains a mystery until the news conference. It is set to start around 3 o'clock.
Ray Rice breaks his silence in his very first television interview since the nation saw the video of him beating the woman who is now his wife.
I took full responsibility for everything that I did, and only thing I can hope for and wish for is a second chance.
It's all in this exclusive interview with Matt Lauer. You can see it tomorrow morning on Today, right here on News Channel 5, beginning at 7 a.m.
President Obama is asking federal agencies for concrete recommendations to ensure the U.S. isn't building a militarized culture with police departments. This after the president held a meeting with elected officials, chiefs of police, activists, and civil rights leaders about improving relations between law enforcement and minority citizens. He also promoted the use of body cameras by police in the wake of the shooting of an unarmed 18-year-old in Ferguson, Missouri.
Covering St. Lucie County, where people marched in the name of Gregory Hill tonight. St. Lucie County Sheriff's deputies shot and killed Hill back in January. Deputies say the Fort Pierce man aimed a gun at them from his garage. Marchers say they hope the rally repairs the relationship between law enforcement and residents.
Only on 5 illegal dumping in the Anchorage, and residents say it's been happening for months. At least 50 tires were found on 59th Street, a few miles west of Seminole Pratt Whitney Road. One neighbor tells us the tires have been sitting there since October, and they were most likely dumped overnight. Neighbors say they've made numerous complaints to the county's Road and Bridge Department, which says someone will eventually come clean them up.
People get away with doing stuff like this, and it's horrible. I mean, there's a drainage canal right on the other side, so it's any of this stuff is slowly deteriorating and seeping into our waterways.
Neighbors think the county should consider using surveillance cameras on some of the roads. News Channel 5 at 11 is back in 60 seconds. Coming up, a Florida woman getting a humble apology from her sister. The mistake she made that had her sibling facing child abuse charges.
There's a big fear in this industry. A huge fear in this industry.
Just hours now until Palm Beach County commissioners weigh in on the kratom controversy. But tonight, the Contact 5 investigators show you a side of the synthetic drug craze that's never been seen before.
Are you still deciding what to get that person who has everything for Christmas? You could buy every partridge and pear tree in the 12 days of Christmas. That song you remember, but see why it may cost you.
You're watching News Channel 5, WPTV. We'll be back.
Hey guys, tonight we've got Pictionary with Martin Short, Jerry Seinfeld, and Brandon Singh. Plus, Gabrielle Union, music from Mary J. Blige. You gotta watch her on next, it's good.